All right, welcome everybody. This is CBSI Presents Tales from the Flipside, number 18. I'm Dino. Forgotten Five Comics. Boys, introduce yourselves.
Hey, Pete Ups here. Getting excited for some R&R later this week at Baltimore Comic Con.
Somebody put Stein on the outline, but I believe he's not here. And Paul is truly deluded if he thinks he's getting R&R in Baltimore. He probably should pack a spare kidney and a liver.
This is Scott, and I'm going through Game of Thrones withdrawal.
Yeah, no kidding. This is Matt. What up, folks?
What's up, guys? This is Brian with Superman's Comics, a.k.a. Rooster River. Rooster!
Paul, he's got better freaking sounds than you.
Rooster has too many teeth, though.
Yeah.
All right, boys. The big news, the big breaking news of the day by Trey, because I didn't even know about it. Bobby the Brain Heenan passed away, man.
It's a sad day.
Yeah, who is he? Sorry, I'm didn't recognize who that guy was.
Are you serious?
Yeah, completely.
Okay. So back in 1980s, everybody's glorious 80s childhood. If you watch any type of wrestling, mostly WWF, at that time he was he's a manager, and he got moved into the booth with Gorilla Monsoon. He was a commentator. So he started out as a wrestler back in the days.
One of the ultimate heels.
Yeah, and one of the ultimate heels back in the day. And then he moved into after he got older, he moved into managing different people and doing a little creative work too. He pretty much came up with 90% of the gimmicks that pretty much came about in the 80s professional WWF wrestling era. So guy's a creative and comic genius. I mean, one of the best managers, commentators ever. So
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a legend, man.
Matt, if you don't know something,
Fake it.
Do what I do. Just smile and nod.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I was going to make some comment and be like, hey, Trey, sorry to hear about, your uncle or something like that,
Trey wishes.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I wish I wish Bobby the Brain was my uncle. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean, he was, the best thing is if you just look up old YouTube videos, especially when I was younger, because I was probably
Didn't he fucks with Ric Flair?
Yeah.
Weren't they buddy? They did their spiel together?
Yeah. He managed Flair for a while, and then pretty much in '92 Royal Rumble, he moved into the commentator booth. But you could tell, and it's funny because I go back and watch old Royal Rumbles. That one's it gets kind of annoying after a while, but that's how Bobby the Brain was. But he basically his whole cheerleader the whole way. It's funny. It's absolutely hilarious. He was just rooting on his guy and doesn't even give a fuck about what's going on in the match. So funny.
So the ultimate Homer announcer.
Oh my goodness, it was bad. It was bad. But the best one I think was ever. I think I've told this on the other podcast too. But it's when the Rockers broke up back in the day. The Rockers were one of the greatest tag teams. I mean, Marty Jannetty was shit, but Shawn Michaels was the man. But when they broke up, Shawn Michaels threw Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window. Brutus the Barber Beefcake's little set. And all you hear was Bobby the Brain Heenan go, "Look, Jannetty tried to run away and dive through the window. What a coward!"
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny. But no, I had to do a little shindig on Bobby the Brain Heenan. So I mean, anybody else know who Bobby the Brain or watch old wrestling?
So my brother has been showing his children WrestleMania 1 to 20 through couple every month. Yep. I guess I don't know. They're not past maybe 7 or 8. I guess my brother told his son, who's maybe 12, that Bobby the Brain died, and I guess they realized he's such a heel. They went, good. All these is a bad guy.
Oh, yeah. You know what's funny? Is as I grew up and stuff, little kids don't understand it, but Ric Flair, Bobby the Brains, all the greatest heels. They don't get enough love and respect when you're younger because you're forced to hate them. But I mean, it's like when you go back and when you're older and you look at old Ric Flairs and your old Bobby. I know Ric Flair just had a big health scare, but Bobby the Brains and Ric Flair, the heel work that they do, you appreciate it more as an adult than a kid. But it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was tough to like the bad guys when you were a kid.
Yeah, and you just don't understand. But I mean. Yeah, when people get drawn in nowadays, like it's shit now. Like wrestling nowadays, like it's hard to get a good heel character that's not internet savvy, or something like that, where the internet fans and trolls just troll them. But
have you ever seen the South Park episode when they do the wrestling?
Yeah,
it's all they do is act the whole time.
Yeah.
My kids rented WWE 2K17 this weekend, and they've been talking wrestling like crazy, and I'm trying to explain things to them, and they're just like lost, They don't appreciate it.
Nah.
Because all they've watched is the modern stuff.
I stumbled upon a video that's going to give me nightmares called The Toxic Turtles and their WWF debut. It's pretty atrocious. I sent it in the YouTube chat, but it's on YouTube. I don't know if Jimmy could make it through the whole video if he was high, but it's pretty bad.
Oh,
check it out if you want some chuckles. It's pretty bad.
Sounds like a meaty bone that dog's chewing.
Damn dog.
I thought you were gonna put sleeping. I thought you were gonna put sleeping pills in the bone this time.
She usually falls asleep at like 10:02, and today she's like, "I'm gonna chew everything around in this goddamn house." God damn it! Can't win. Me and Mel we're destined to have the goddamn dog in the background.
Trey threatened to kick me out of CBSI if we didn't cover the new iPhone Apple release conference stuff.
Okay, we can talk about it if you want.
I don't want to, but Trey's forcing me.
No, wait a minute. I mean, don't we have like a artistic integrity here? Like, I mean, we shouldn't have to cover topics we don't want to.
Hey, I got an iPhone, buddy. Okay.
Well, I mean, you're one of the sheep. That's fine.
I wish I was.
Yeah, any of you guys catch snippets of the live conference?
No. I am 100% non-Apple.
Wait, I saw the Face ID failure thing. I guess I'm jumping ahead, but I did hear about that, but the rest of it I didn't hear about.
I watched a little bit of it live, and I was just surprised at how little clapping there was. I mean, if you've ever seen snippets in the past, it just seems like everybody's standing ovation, blah, 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 but this one is just almost like crickets.
Well, I mean, are they doing anything really that different?
No, that's what I have a little bit later in the outline. But I don't know if people are just they just saw the leak, so it wasn't as exciting. But I don't know.
I think it's the same thing with like the Marvel events. Like people are just too much too soon.
Yeah, I mean a new device every year, but anywho, one of the things that I saw live, I was laughing at. The new Face ID feature is basically you unlock your phone by looking at it, which isn't new technology, but it's new to Apple. But so I looked into it a little bit. Basically, the guy was going to demonstrate it, and then they were mirroring his phone on the screen, and he walked up and tried it 2 or 3 times, and it didn't work. But I mean, Apple's known for their demos going very smooth on stage. I don't know if they've done live demos like this in the past.
They have. Like, I guess the iPhone back in the day when the first iPhone came out, they had to have a satellite or telephone right on the stage, like in the stage, like next to the stage, so they actually could make a call on the fucking thing.
Yeah, I couldn't find where I read it, but I thought they had to build a special cell tower for this auditorium because it's underground or something. I don't know the details, but anywho, the feature didn't work, so I laughed, and the guy had like a backup phone, but I guess someone on Reddit called Apple, and the reasoning is other people were handling that device on stage ahead of time, so they didn't realize that Face ID was trying to authenticate their face, So after failing a number of times because they weren't the guy who was going to demo it, the iPhone did what it was supposed to do, which was require his passcode. So although it looked like it failed, there was actually proper demonstration of what it should do if other people are trying to unlock your phone. So there's a little explanation of that goof on the stage. I did want, if anyone watched it, I really was hoping that the woman who demonstrated the iWatch was going to fall off that board. They to demonstrate the calling on the new iWatch, they had some lady out in the middle of some lake or whatever on one of those boards with a paddle. And they made a phone call with her, and she was saying, "I hope I don't fall down in front of millions of people." Kind of waiting for her to fall off myself, but that would have been a nice Paul's problem. But it's Apple, so it just
they should have done that because then it could have gone viral, and they could have got some more.
Yeah, they could have proved it's waterproof. Maybe she could have talked underwater.
There you go.
How many of you guys have iPhones?
I have one.
I do. But I've had both. You know, I've done either or. I mean, I've no allegiance either or.
I gave up on them after 4 when they switched the charger. It's like I'm not buying a new fucking set of chargers and this and that every time.
Well, you know what kills me is I had a Droid Turbo before, and it was hard to get a case. Like I go to honestly, dude, I went to Verizon, bought my iPhone, and then they try to hook you up at Verizon with the case and all that shit. I literally
you can't buy the shit at Verizon.
Yeah, I went to Five Below next door and paid $2 for.
Yeah, that's how they make all their money off the accessories and shit.
Shit was I? Oh, I have an iPhone, but it's for work. So, my personal device is a Google Pixel, so I kind of have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I have a Pixel as well.
I have Apple everything. I have an iMac, MacBook, iPhone, iWatch, but I enjoy them. But I don't get. I mean, it's been about 3 years since I've got caught up in the whole keynote and press release, and I mean, I'll upgrade, but I'm not going to upgrade for like another 5 months when I got the Sprint iPhone for life. So when it comes due, I'll get a new phone, but I'm not like, I got to get the new phone because it has this. I didn't really watch the keynote. I kind of read up on it afterwards, and I was just like, huh, all right, some cool small features, but nothing that blows me away.
Well, I think we're at a time now where it's kind of hard to surprise anyone with phones, because like when you jump from a flip phone to the iPhone, that was a pretty big jump, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people came out with the first Androids, that was a pretty big deal. But now it's kind of hard, you know. You're getting down to the details. Like, yeah, a fast processor, it sounds great. You know, I don't notice a difference.
Yeah, besides battery life, dude. I mean,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much maxed out on technology. I mean, what else can you put on them, really?
Well, I mean, and then like Nokia even stepped up with a Nokia maybe or somebody. They did it where you can like slide on attachments now, like a camera, or you can slide on different.
Moto
maybe did that.
Yeah, every now and then my daughter walks around and she goes, "Hello, Moto."
I want a projection keyboard.
Yeah. So obviously they released a new iPhone. They also did the new iWatch 3, which has built-in cellular, so that's kind of cool. You can leave your phone at home if you're, I don't know, if you don't want to have your phone on you, you can still make calls and get calls.
That's pretty interesting.
I liked it. That caught my eye. I like that. Seemed like a cool feature if I wanted to ever buy one, I guess.
Maybe if you were going to the gym or something and you didn't want to bring your phone.
Yeah,
yes, I definitely go to the gym a lot. Maybe if I go to the bar.
I haven't worn a watch in like 20 years though. It'd be really weird.
I haven't had a watch since I've started carrying a cell phone.
I started wearing a watch, back to wearing a watch. It took me about a good solid probably a week to get used to it, and it's fine. I wear it every day now. Not that watch, but
I don't wear anything.
I had a Super Mario Brother watch, like with the video game in it when I was a kid, and that was like, if they can make that, then I'm in.
You can have an 8-bit video game on your watch.
Yes, I'll take it.
Scott, what? No, I was gonna say, Scott, what did you do when Android switched all their ports to USB-C?
Well, actually, my phone crapped out. So I ended up having to buy a new one. I got the Pixel with the USB-C. Most of my chargers were already high capacity. So all I had to do was just get the new basically cables. So most of my bricks were like either like 2 amps or 3 amps anyway. So
I gotcha. Well, that's cool.
They all support rapid charging.
I bought a bunch of chargers when I got my Pixel, and then found out that I don't really need them because the battery life is so great.
Yeah, it's good, man. It charges so damn fast. It's stupid.
Yeah. They also announced the Apple TV. It's going to have 4K, but I thought a cool feature that I don't know if they mentioned it in the keynote. I wasn't listening at that point, but or for that part rather. But 4K films, at least for the time being, are going to be the same price as HD. And if you've purchased HD movies recently, Apple's going to upgrade your purchase to 4K for free.
No, it's very nice of them.
See, I'll pick that up. I'll pick up an Apple TV because I like my current one, but the problem with it is that, if you have a 4K TV, it's not outputting to 4K. So some of the stuff that's built into the TV does. So we've been running off the TV, but man, those processors inside the TVs are so slow. So yeah, it would be nice that the Apple TV is nice and fast, so it'd be nice to switch back to that.
Dino, you were talking about the battery. The battery in the iPhone 8 is actually smaller. So the iPhone 7.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah. The iPhone 7 was 1,960 milliamp hours. And the iPhone 8 is going to be 1,821. And then the
almost 10%.
And the 7 Plus was 2,900. And the 8 Plus is going to be 2,675. Apple says they'll last, quote, about the same.
I like the quotes.
But, I guess it's because of better battery optimization, which, makes sense, I guess, with some of the new OSs. But
why wouldn't they have it last longer?
Well, why wouldn't you? Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't.
Of all the things that they could do, that would be one.
Because they know that people are going to buy it. They don't have to. They don't have to innovate anymore.
So I looked up some of the other battery sizes. The Pixel was 2,270. The Pixel XL was 3,450. But the Galaxy S8 was 3,000, and the S8 Plus is 3,500. So the Galaxy's got a little bit of a heads up on the Pixel devices, but I don't know how the optimization is.
I've read somewhere where the Apple software is supposed to be optimized for battery life. But your next point you have coming up here, that it will support fast charging, but they don't give you the charger and cord to do it. That's why I hate Apple. Like they're such scumbags.
So well, the rumor was that they were going to switch to USB-C and fuck everyone over again. But I guess
should switch to USB-C. Then it could be all universal.
Yes, but man, that would have been hilarious, though. God, there would have been so much ass hurt if that happened. But so the iPhone will support fast charging, but only over USB-C. So you can buy a USB-C to what's the port called? The
Lightning cord.
Lightning. Yeah, so the cord is $25, and if you don't have a good power brick, the power brick is $50 on their website, or it could work. It should work fine with any USB-C.
Isn't this phone over like $1,000 too?
I think that's the iPhone X.
That's the X is $1,000.
Well, how much is the regular one? 800.
Probably.
What does the X do different?
And they can't give you USB-C power brick in that. That's.
I don't even want to buy a new phone anymore at these prices.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Brian, did you see the differences between the X and the regular 8?
Yeah, I was looking. Like I said, I didn't pay too much attention just because I've been swamped at work when it was going on. So, like, the X is what, like $1,000 or something like that?
Yeah.
And then the 8 is, I think there's 2 different models of the 8, and one's like starting at 6 something, one's at like 8 something. Now, is the face recognition unlock? That's only for not the X, the iPhone 10. Is that?
I don't think. I don't know. That's what I
think it's only on the 10.
Maybe I don't quote me on that. But if you look at the outline, China has already started selling Face ID protection masks.
I thought they were Chevy Chase.
They're just ski masks.
Dickies? Like Dickies?
I was reading a little bit of the article, and I guess people are scared that your brother or sister or someone is going to try and unlock your phone while you're sleeping. So I don't know if you're supposed to wear this like on the train if you're sleeping or whatnot. But
well, I mean, if you're a guy that's balancing some ladies, you probably should get one of those masks.
So you just have to wear the mask all the time.
Shit.
Thank God Apple didn't do voice recognition, or we'd all be getting each other's phones.
So I
walk into a bank with those masks on.
No, it's just to protect my phone.
I don't want my phone to know who I am.
You know what's the funny part about this whole thing is the face recognition thing. It's like the NSA is gonna have like a field day with this shit, man. It's a database, so I'm sure it's. Yeah.
Well, they already have your fingerprints, so the next thing was to get your face.
Did you watch that Snowden YouTube interview where he talked about what they can do? It's freaking scary.
I never went back and watched that. It was like was that an hour long or 30 minutes?
It was like 45 minutes, something like that.
Heck, we know what Brian can do,
So I'm anxious with this because a lot of times Disney partners with Apple, like those Disney the new Magic Bands that they use. I think they were testing a lot of that technology through Apple devices first, and then they went to those RFID Magic Bands. So I'm wondering if they're going to use some of this facial technology into Disney technology later on, at like Disney World, Disneyland, and places like that. So it'll be interesting to see if it comes. I mean, I don't have any fact that. I mean, there's research out there, but I don't have anything in my hands to say that that's what they did. But I know Disney still has a little partnership going on with Apple stuff. So
yeah, like one of my coworkers got those bands when she went to Disneyland or World with her family lately, and she was a little apprehensive at first. But I mean, if I'm going to a park that's that big, I don't know. I'd kind of be okay with it as long as versus losing your child. But I mean, how easy are those to just rip off? And
what are the bands?
There are RFID little wristbands that go on your arm, and there's a pin to it. So I mean, they can't just take your band and charge stuff to your credit card with it.
They can locate you anywhere in the park.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not too bad of a thing. Now if they're using it outside the park, then you got an issue.
Last time we went, it was my family, my wife, my two kids, and then my mother and father-in-law, and we were eating breakfast at one of the restaurants in Magic Kingdom for a character dining, and her mom was usually going to pay the bill with her card, but she went to the restroom, so my wife's father was going to pay, and it didn't work. And of course, he's yelling and cussing and saying, "She got the damn pin wrong." And come to find out, when they got the Magic Bands and we checked into the resort at Wilderness Lodge, somehow they mixed my father-in-law's up with my kids. Like the information was on the wrong band.
Kids could have charged up the your parents' credit card.
Yeah, if he knew the pin, he could buy all types of toys. So they had to go back. We had to go back to the resort and have them switch the information on the bands, because the bands were correct, but they had the wrong RFID information on them.
Wow, that's crazy.
My neighbor worked for Disney in the in their was it industrial engineer? Like she was one of the people that did the line management and studying that. She talked about it once. It's crazy, all the research and money they put into that.
Yeah, it's wild.
This is an animal when it comes to optimization and efficiency, man. It's crazy. It's like, they talk about just the amount of nuances that you can give a billion dollar company is, look at Disney. Look how just everything is just so perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like there will be no other Disney World or Disneyland or something of that meticulousness ever created again, probably.
Or scale either.
Yeah.
Just don't implant shit into my body. Good.
I'm down for it, man. I'm tired of carrying a wallet.
That was my last point as far as the Apple thing goes. Just, I mean, is innovation dead, or is it just that the leaks come out, so it's not really exciting when, hey, we're gonna. I mean, I remember when there was that big Gizmodo thing. I think was it on the iPhone 6 or something, but where the guy left the like tester phone at a bar or something, and then Gizmodo got a hold of it, and they sent all these pictures out. And Steve Jobs on the stage, he's like, "Hey," as a joke, he's like, "Stop me if you've seen this before."
Yeah.
But now it's like every keynote's like, "Oh, you've seen it before already."
Well, I mean,
spice it up.
The first iPhone was released in 2007, so I mean that was 10 years ago, right? I mean, innovation and technology. I mean, 10 years ago, the first iPhone came out, which probably was honestly in our minds probably the greatest iPhone or cell phone related, probably the greatest invention ever. You know,
I don't know. I mean, I had a Razor before that, and I jailbroke that, and I was able to browse.
I mean, in the sense of,
I think innovation is dead. I don't think there's much more that they can do.
What else can you dream
except
up?
Tweak. You can tweak features, make them more efficient, maybe less battery consumption.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing left to do, I mean, this is build phones that do what our current phones do, but faster, or the batteries are smaller but last longer.
It's probably honestly the only innovation I see, guys, and it's probably like Star Wars-esque, and it's probably crazy. It's like holograms.
Yeah,
I mean, that's probably the only thing.
New interface that could only be the only thing.
Well, I think the issue is like it's not that the phones don't have new technologies. We just haven't done any real innovation in anything that exciting, and entertainment wise or functionality wise.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
think what is not on your phone that you'd put on there? Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. I think the only thing is to build the perfect phone that has all of the greatest aspects of current gen phones in one device. Like like a lot of phones don't have the RF reader or whatever, so you can go to a bar and change the channel of any TV you want, or a phone that has that but isn't waterproof, or it's just like a pick and choose. There's no phone that has all of that, and you're like, holy shit, this is the device.
I mean, all my frustrations with phones come down to bandwidth and speed. If I could get to something quick enough, then I would be really happy. But all these internet companies, they hold back so much of your bandwidth. And like, have you seen like where they've given shown charts of the how fast everyone's internet is around the world?
Mm-mm.
And like we're the slowest because they limit it. They put like a little cap on it. And it's really insane.
We really are.
Yeah, I think Africa has one of the fastest cell phone networks in the world, I think, honestly. Which is crazy to think about, but it does.
Yeah, I have FiOS.
There's like 7 people with phones there, though.
Wow.
I have FiOS, and that internet's slow as shit. They definitely throttle it. Uh-oh.
Really? I think my cousin...
Maybe the dog went blind. Tried to give it too much tranquilizer. It went blind, just running into shit.
My cousin had FiOS. He said it was great. He said the internet was great.
Yeah, but did he have the? I mean, I have the lowest speed that they offer.
Oh, he had the highest speed.
Yeah, that's why. Like, you got it's.
It was like T1 cable. Like, it was crazy.
They said the fastest internet in 2017 is South Korea.
Wow.
Then Norway, then Sweden, then Hong Kong, then Switzerland, then Finland, then Singapore, then Japan, Denmark, and then us.
I bet you the worst is North Korea.
Well, I was going to say, I wonder if it gets faster the closer you are to the DMZ, the faster the internet is.
There's less people around.
Just as an incentive to live there.
Have you guys ever seen the aerial satellite photos at night of Korea?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, it's so crazy how different the two countries are.
I saw this interesting video of this. I think he was from some European country, I think. But anywho, he was a very famous snowboarder, and he decided he wanted to go to North Korea and snow on their mountains or whatever. So he had the typical chaperones and blah blah blah. But they make it look nice if you're a guest. If you're
yeah, they only show you certain things.
Yeah, if you're what the hell's that basketball player's name?
Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Rodman. Yeah, if you're Dennis Rodman, I'm sure you get all the nice shit. But if you're in the countryside trying to eat grass and dirt and shit, I don't know. No thanks.
Yay, socialism.
Let me invite Trey real quick.
I don't think we need to go that far into it.
But sticking on the tech side of things, I read that Amazon has stopped selling the current gen Fire TV.
Who owns a Fire TV?
Yeah.
I have two of them.
Oh,
That sounds about right.
yeah.
But
So,
my checkered technology past, I used to own the Roku devices, and then I got rid of those, and then I had a Fire TV stick, and then that was slow. So then I got the Fire TV boxes, and I should have just gotten an NVIDIA, but
So what do you use the Amazon Fire TV for?
probably everything I could do on a better device, but Netflix.
The Roku hub wasn't bad.
You don't have a smart TV?
I do, but the Hisense I bought doesn't have as many apps.
Oh, okay.
But the biggest thing I use it for is someone I know gives me access to their media server through an app called Plex.
Yep.
Okay.
So, I mean, movies, TV shows, all that stuff I can get through there. But Pandora, I mean, just the basic what everyone else uses it for.
Okay.
So I have 4 Fire TVs.
See, got me beat.
I got one in my living room, one in my bedroom, one in both my kids' rooms, and then I have an NVIDIA Shield in my basement. And I use it because I cut the cord, so I use PlayStation View app, I use Netflix, I use Amazon Video, I use Kodi, of course, on all of them. And then, of course, NVIDIA Shield. Everything I have on the Fire TV, I have that and more on my NVIDIA Shield. It's more economical to use as a set-top box for $80.
So do you have your NVIDIA like on your TV in your man cave area? Or
yeah, that's one. I mean, I'm hoping to one day upgrade to a better TV, but that's my 65-inch Mitsubishi DLP that was $700 right when 3D television came out on Tiger Direct.
Nice.
So it works and it's perfect, but yeah, I love that NVIDIA Shield. It's just $200. You're not going to put a $200 box in all those other rooms. So Fire TV works just as good.
Now the NVIDIA, you can play a lot of games and shit on it, right?
Correct. And I got Kodi on that also, or SPMC. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. But Fire TV, I mean, it's great it's so much. If you're going to decide whether to get a Fire Stick or a Fire TV, get the Fire TV because the UI is so much faster. You're going to get so frustrated trying to just go to a menu and it's just going to be so slow and piss you off.
Is Kodi still working? I heard there was a bunch of issues with that. You just have to keep up with the updates, or what's the story there?
So it's not as great as it used to be. It still works fine. It's just I think it's good for people that keep up with it and know where to go to resolve things. It's bad for the people that go on eBay and buy these preloaded sticks, and then the add-ons go away and they need to be updated. So as long as you keep up with it on the internet and know, okay, this add-on went away, but it moved over here. As long as you know where to go, you can update the add-on or update your build. It's still not as great as it was, but it seems to be getting better. And I still seem to find, like I watched Baby Driver the other night on Kodi.
I sent you a hangout just now, Brian, to the Hisense 55-inch TV that I bought for $400, which is awesome. But I looked at the HDMI ports today. I think the difference is because that one was the one I bought was $400, and then the other one that's the same size is $529. So I don't know if the 529 one is 120 hertz, and the one that I got was 60 hertz, and that's the difference.
Right.
But I don't know. Take a look at that later and let me know, because I was curious if I bought the Kmart version and didn't know it after all. But it looks good to me.
I got a story for your number B if you're gonna go on to B. Or did you talk about B?
No, I was just saying that Amazon stopped selling their current gen Fire TV, and people were saying, the rumor is that they're going to come out with a new one. So, go ahead.
Oh, so talk about Amazon. So anybody watched South Park last week?
Yeah. You know what? I watched it and I was like, man, this episode isn't that funny. And then the next day I read an article and I was like, holy shit, these guys are geniuses.
Yeah. So basically what South Park did is they had this thing. They had Alexa on South Park, and Cartman was like, Alexa off, and it, like everybody who had it, like it was going through their TVs, and like if you had like Alexa like sitting by your TV, it would shut off Alexa. So fucking funny, and turn it on and turn it off.
He'd be like, Alexa, add stinky boogers to my shopping list. And like apparently people are like doing Twitter posts saying like they had to like unplug their Alexas. And then at one point in the show, he had an Alexa talk to a Google Dot, talk to another one, and it was like going around in like a circle. They were just talking to each other. Yeah,
that's right. So what, like Google would say something, Alexa would respond back, and it was
Alexa, say, okay, Google, say.
So one dude said he circumvented that by just changing the name from Alexa to like computer or something like that. All you gotta do is change the name from Alexa to whatever you want to call it. But
I remember hearing when they first came out, like the commercials back then would say, Alexa, order me a cowboy hat or some shit.
Yeah.
The commercial would activate people's Alexas, and they would shit would start showing up to their house.
Well, that's what happened on one of my. So the local news story here in Detroit. They were talking about how Alexa ordered like a can of cookies and like a dollhouse because the girl.
I heard the dollhouse one.
Yeah, the dollhouse, and then like
a $500 dollhouse shows up at the house, and the parents are like, "What the fuck?"
So what happened is like during the news broadcast, they like say Alexa ordered a dollhouse or whatever, right? And then so that triggered like a bunch of other dollhouse getting ordered from like on the people's people's TVs. So fucking funny.
Nope, I don't want that shit in my house.
Yeah, me neither. I wasn't, I'm not that. I mean, I order shit on Amazon all the time, but it's like I don't care.
You can spend the 3 seconds and log on your phone,
Yeah, pretty much.
I try to give Amazon as little bit of money as I can.
Really?
Yeah, I don't trust them. They seem like the friggin' umbrella corporation or
fucking Scott in his tinfoil hat, man.
You know what, man? Trust me, they seem like they're out for world domination.
But I'll give you another Amazon story. So one of the guys at work, he had some money to play with in the stock market. I told him, why don't you go? Like he was going to the Edward Jones guy. He's like, hey, Dino, what do you think? I said, you know what? You should try to buy Amazon. This was Amazon was like a $500 deal. Fucking skyrocketed to 1,000. He was like the happiest I've ever seen in life. I was like, you should have just threw all your money in Amazon at that point, but he didn't do it, but that's okay. But oh man, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Amazon just bought Whole Foods and then put that shit on sale right away. So
exactly, man. That's they're. It's going to be them and Google and Apple, like and Disney, like 4 companies.
Yeah, I mean,
and they're probably
at CBS.
They're probably all owned by the same people too.
Well, it's going to be like I was watching Futurama. It's like the Grandma Corporation or Mothers. It's going to be like that. It's going to be funny.
But Scott, Amazon makes it so easy. You push a button, it shows up, man.
I mean, I live in the city. I can get anything that Amazon has.
Then you have to house. Yeah, you have to get up.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I buy everything on Amazon. I've ordered hot fries on Amazon. Handicap hot fries.
No, I'll only order something on Amazon if I can't find it anywhere else.
I'm sorry, I just had an inner monologue got me somewhere funny. I'm sure nobody has read it, but has anybody read the original Magnus Robot Fighter or the idea of it?
No.
So it's basically, the robots become kind of the superior beings because humans become so lazy because the robots are doing everything that they just kind of sit around and hang out. And, the robot fighters to fight back, but the whole idea of humans becoming lazy is probably going to be tracked back to Amazon.
You sure you're not talking about WALL-E?
Probably that's taken from it.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Something about Amazon.
But can you get a Philly cheesesteak from Amazon? No.
No, I mean, but I got a cheesesteak place around the corner that only closes on Christmas.
Dude, we're gonna go there, dude.
Yeah, we can go there. Like, it's open 24 hours a day, every day except Christmas.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Paul's gonna die of calorie intake when we're going, but it's gonna be fine. I can't.
Yeah, I wonder if the life insurance pays out if I die in another state.
I'm sure it would.
Well, you can't get a cheesecake in Detroit, but you can sure get a Coney dog.
That's right. That's right.
They're just saying the new Amazon devices, same thing. Apple TV, 4K, and HDR. I guess the preview of the two devices. The one was like the one looks like a Chromecast where it just plugs into your HDMI and kind of hangs in the back of your TV. And the other one's like a Alexa, but it's a Cube. So it's a Amazon Fire TV with Alexa built in. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm staying away from Alexa too. I don't want any device in my house besides my phone via the government that would just constantly listen and watch, waiting to hear Alexa.
Hey, Paul, you should probably get rid of your cell phone then.
Yeah, I know, because if I say okay,
and
Google,
your laptop,
it'll turn on.
I mean, they could turn it on at any time.
Well, it's not even that. Like
I know that this is listening. That's the difference.
Well, they were telling me that like if you have a phone and you just have Facebook installed, not even like running, just installed, that they can get into your shit. So
yeah, there's so many ways they could do it. Yeah. Watch the Snowden thing, Paul.
I feel like
if you guys ever have to go, if you ever go on the land, first thing you gotta do is toss your phone.
I don't know.
Will the phone still work? Is the old adage was, your phone is fine as long as you pop the SIM card out, but I feel like that wouldn't apply anymore to modern phones for some reason.
You can't use that anymore. Just
go back get rid of it.
Go back to an old school Nokia, man. It survived a nuclear holocaust, man. It's fine.
You want to know what's funny? My dad still has a flip phone.
Fuck yeah, Nokia.
It's 8 years old. Beat the fuck up. He will not get a new one.
Play Snake on that bitch. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'll just do carrier pigeons.
Carrier pigeons. Ravens like Game of Thrones.
Exactly, man. You can't unless you intercept the Raven. You can't.
God, that would be such a fucking disaster.
It would be.
Joe Flacco.
If everyone got rid of their cell phones, there would be chaos within a week.
I think not even that, dude. I mean, not even that. Just I guess phones in general, but just like you know what I think is funny is the instant gratification of looking something up on your phone. That's the bigger problem. Not you won't be able to call somebody or text anybody. It's like I can't Google something right in and now.
Yeah, I barely use my phone to actually talk to people.
Yeah.
Everyone will have to learn the Dewey Decimal System again.
I'm pretty sure I use my phone for Hangouts more than I use it for voice or text.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Girls would be like, "Why is your phone blowing up?" I'm like, "Oh, don't worry, it's just Hangouts." Like, who's texting you?
It's just 10 dudes.
It's just 10 dudes in the chat, dude. Don't worry about it.
You said your wife brought you in today?
What?
There's some Star Wars news. It was announced J.J. Abrams is going to write Star Wars, the next Star Wars, whatever the hell number it is.
Should be. You mean the one coming up this year? Yeah, well, obviously he can't write that one.
No,
it's the third one of the third trilogy.
Whatever IX means.
That's 9, Paul.
That's 9, Paul. You know, I don't have an iPhone.
Anywho, the difference, it's not going to make too much difference as far as release. I guess they were going to try and release it on May 4th, 2019, but it's pushed to December now. Sometime in December. But there was a cool little book coming out for anyone who's into Star Wars, who likes to read like behind the scenes stories, is how I would put it, I guess. But it's a new Star Wars anthology that's going to feature 40 different short stories. But one that in the article I read, most notably was about Obi-Wan's life after death. So it's titled Time of Death, written by some guy named Cavan Scott. Speaking of Scott,
like
are you using a hurricane?
Book? Is this like a book, or is it going to be like a comic? Or I think it. I'm just curious. Is it supposed to be like the novel type stuff, or?
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to unmute Scott because I thought it was him making the noise.
Oh Jesus! False problem. Here we go. He's muting everybody now.
It's just going to be me. How the fuck do I unmute somebody?
You hover over them and then you hit.
Can you do it as the host?
There we go.
Jesus Christ!
What the hell, Paul?
You sounded like you were in Hurricane Irma or something. I thought it was you.
Was it me?
No, because the sound kept going after I muted you.
Exactly.
Probably my fucking dog. Just assume it.
It's,
I just zoned out a minute.
Steve's dog heavily breathing into the microphone.
Could be. I think she fell asleep though. It might be all right.
I don't even know what the anthology is called. I probably should have looked that up. That's the challenge. That's the Easter egg hunt. Go find out what the anthology
right there. Google it and figure this out.
Paul's like fucking he's like the worst reporter ever. He like reports the news and then says go figure it out.
Zombie outbreak in major city today.
Figure out which one it is. Okay, we'll be back at 7.
Paul Jonah Jameson.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, speaking of Star Wars, that Mark Hamill tweeting about that Star Wars 49 or whatever it was.
Yeah, he said, don't read the book. I'm begging you.
And then today he's like, you guys seriously think they're using that?
So he just trolled people?
Yeah.
I bet he's got a stack of Star Wars 49s he's trying to pump and dump.
He only did it for like a day. I think he was just trying to tell people to chill out.
Yeah, just like...
Enjoy the movie when it comes out.
Exactly. Don't try to...
He didn't post his eBay store link.
He's got like 9.8 SS's.
If you're Mark Hamill, I don't think you bother to eBay. You just sign up for another con and charge $200 a pop.
Yeah. I'd pay $200 for his autograph.
It's funny about 6 years ago, you could have got it for $20.
Yeah.
Would you have him sign it on the case, the CGC case?
Only PGX.
That's the only way to do it.
Then you got to seal it with some clear nail polish.
Lacquer it.
You just put it in a bag, Paul.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Do you guys see the new picture, the most recent picture for Hellboy costume?
That looks good.
Yeah, he looks beast.
Is that him or is that like a muscle suit? Because he sure didn't look in shape in Stranger Things.
Yeah, you know, I had to Google it because I wasn't sure who he was. No, it's got to be. I mean, it's got to be a suit. Trey would know.
I don't know.
I mean, he looks like fucking Goldberg as Hellboy.
Hey, little steroid action never hurt anybody, okay?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's no law for actors not using steroids.
Look at fucking Sylvester Stallone, man, and Schwarzenegger. I mean,
yeah.
I was looking at it that someone was comparing the different costumes. His horn stubs look larger, longer hair, at least in this picture. His fist of doom, I almost said fist of bone. What the fuck? Fist of Doom has less of a stony look and looks more metal.
Looks a little metallic. Yeah.
But no, it looks great.
I don't think. I mean, the original looked pretty damn good for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year was that? 2004, 2005, somewhere around there.
Probably about right.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I liked it.
2004, according to Google.
According to Google.
And then I remember last podcast we were talking about the whatever her name was, the girl from S.H.I.E.L.D. and her last name and all that crap.
Chloe Bennett.
Yes. So Daniel Day Kim from Lost is going to be playing the character of the guy who with Asian heritage, the one who the previous actor backed out for. for not having real Asian heritage. And then who else is in this movie? The girl from Resident Evil, Mahovich or something.
What movie are you talking about?
Hellboy, the woman, the girl
okay.
from the Resident Evil movie is in this too.
Yeah, she's playing the Blood Queen.
Ilya something. There's some big names coming out. That should be good.
Mila Jovovich.
Yeah,
Jovovich. Let me call Coy.
Her best movie was still Dazed and Confused.
Where she had one line?
Yeah, best movie.
Scott likes his women silent.
I mean, that might be one of Matthew McConaughey's best performances.
Yes, it is.
Did you guys see the trailer for the movie Shape of Water?
No.
Bells?
I started watching it because it's just coming up, and it almost looked like Gremlins, man. Like I thought it was like a Gremlin.
It kind of has the same. It reminds me of. I mean, it's Del Toro, right? Who did Pan's Labyrinth. So I didn't know if you haven't seen the trailer. There's a Red Band trailer that came out, but the creature in it looks like it's ape sapien species. I don't know if he.
I put it in the chat. It's Red Band. I don't care.
I don't know if he's mixing universes or I don't know. But it looks cool. It's interesting.
I'll have to watch it.
What is it? What's it about?
I just the ape sapien species type creature or whatever is in a government lab, and this woman who is mute is part of the cleaning crew or whatever, and befriends the creature and then helps it escape. And I think there was something about them being meant for each other and the love aspect too. But
okay, a little bestiality.
But I don't know. Check out the trailer. It looks pretty cool.
The Shape of Water.
Yeah.
No, number 8 is Trey's orgasm section.
Oh yeah.
Is he listening by now? I'm sure we lost him after all the Apple talk.
Oh, we're up to 13.
He was
up to 13, buddy.
He was on earlier to call me a name and then ask if we started 20 minutes late. So who knows?
He must have not hit the refresh button. I don't know.
I guess I should start doing that when I go live. I should type live in the chat or something. But maybe that's why we don't have that many viewers. People are waiting. To hit the refresh.
I feel like this show never fucking starts.
They're just assuming we're like the defects and planet, an hour and a half after it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And Jimmy forgets which time zone he's in.
Jimmy's in his own time zone.
I haven't seen Jimmy tonight. He's usually around.
He's on his own planet. He's hanging out with Ryan. He's hanging out with Ryan Lieber.
He's sleeping in that chair.
Maybe I could put his type his name 3 times on a YouTube chat like Beetlejuice and it'll just pop up.
On the plus side, there's 6 of us on this hangout and 13 people watching. So there are more people watching than people on it. Barely, but
hey, we got to set ourselves goals, man. 2018 goals. There we go.
Yeah, Tom in the chat was saying that the Strain finale was on tonight.
That was it. That's why we don't have enough people.
Kenyon's sitting there jerking off to that. Then
this season was so good. It was a really good season for sure.
I think I just finished. No, I didn't. I don't know. I'm on one of the last few episodes of season 1.
And I didn't realize that. I guess it's done because it said it's the series finale tonight.
Yeah. My brother has been texting me about it. He's been bugging me to get into it, and he was saying something about the last couple seasons just seeming rushed, but he still liked it.
But this season didn't feel too rushed. I mean, they jumped over like a year, but it was still pretty good.
I have not watched a single episode. I'll have to put it on the pile.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's rough for a couple seasons. The first season's good, and then
I'm just not that into vampires, so.
Well, it's a different take on them for sure. It's a lot more interesting than your traditional vampires. There were some episodes where they go into when he first was roaming around, and when he was first the master, and that was actually, those backstories were actually the most interesting parts.
How far back in time was that?
Oh man, I don't know. I can't remember.
Like 200 years.
Yeah, it was probably like 300 years or so. Maybe more. I don't remember.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. It was like that, Game of Thrones, and Rick and Morty is the best stuff I'm watching right now.
Yeah, I'm rewatching Game of Thrones because I'm kind of upset there's no.
I started watching Thrones. I'm finally into it. I got hooked into it after a season.
How far into it are you?
Season 2, episode 7, I think.
Oh, nice. That's about where I am.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Oh, how about when Renly gets killed?
Yeah.
Squirts that black shadow thing out of her suit.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part of the whole show, and they never really addressed it.
I guess I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but who haven't watched it. But my biggest concern. Let me make sure I get this name right, so I don't look like a complete fucking tool.
Dino's looking it up.
Alexa, what is?
Yeah, Alexa, how do you? What's the correct pronunciation of? If you get a chance as well, speaking of Alexa, Google the Alexa Silver skit from SNL.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Did they ever find out if Serial actually died? Did they actually mention that yet?
I don't think.
Of who?
Remember Serial, the dancing teacher?
The Rosie Sword Lord.
Oh, there was an article a while back that said, he didn't make it. Like, was it DB Weiss or who were the creators?
Yeah, DB Weiss. Yeah,
not the creators, but the creators of the show. Yeah, they said that because it came up and he said, he's done.
He stayed behind to fight like 10 guys.
Well, I mean, but they never showed him dying. I mean, you assumed he died, but it never got really,
I mean, he was fighting with wooden swords, so.
Hey man, he's a beast.
He was. But your wooden swords can only do so much with dudes in armor.
That's true. Sorry, Paul. I totally shocked that whole number 8. Let's go.
No, it's fine. We were just trying to keep Trey around. We bumped down to 12.
We lost Trey.
Just say Trump, and he'll come back.
Yeah.
Well, I said Rick and Morty, and he was like, "I'm out."
Yeah.
We should have called it the Apple Rick and Morty show.
Now I was reading that the actor for the Gotham TV show, David, last name inserted here.
Mazouz.
Sure. He wants to play his own son, so he wants to play Damian in the DC movies, which seems like a cool idea. He talked about it himself on Instagram, but the article was saying it probably won't happen because by the time they get to introducing Damian, he'll be too old.
He's not that good of an actor.
No, he's not.
Is it a showbiz term? I read in the article they called it aging out.
I guess so. I mean, it's not.
He just might be too old to play.
But the term they used was aging out. So I didn't know if that was like some showbiz term of the actor or actress is going to age out.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the kid doesn't look like, if he can't pass for whatever age Damien is, then
I mean, he's 16 right now. So I mean,
unless they do a Benjamin Button Damien.
And Damien has to be the right type of character, like needs the right actor, because you got to be a bit of a smart but badass at the same time. He doesn't
look very badass.
No, this guy is definitely like scrawny. Even you can tell that they're starting to move to the early Batman in Gotham, which is interesting. But he definitely doesn't feel like Bruce Wayne or Batman at this point because he's pretty thin and he's.
There's new trailers, like you see him putting on the mask.
Yeah,
it reminded me of the like Daredevil suit or the original. Like it looked weird. So I don't know if you got to watch it to get used to it or.
Well, I think the problem is I like where they're going with the show, but at this point he's not quite the right actor anymore. Just because
he should time hop.
Yeah, he kind of grew up a little. I mean,
that'd be cool. Gee, they could do it that way if they time hopped. He could maybe play Damien, but you said he wouldn't really fit because he's scrawny and whatnot.
No, he's not even good.
No, yeah, that's the other thing. It's just not a strong enough actor.
He's a child actor that doesn't fit what they're doing.
That's no longer child actor. That's no longer a child.
It's like watching that episode of the Brady's where the kid's voice changes as they're doing this in competition.
We should somehow pitch Trey to be Damien.
Well, Trey, I saw there's this it's Arslan Gassemi. Arslan Gassemi. He doesn't really be a bad Damien. I saw that on somebody was typing on like a forum on GameSpot about Damien. That could be a decent. Yeah, I'll put it in.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
You don't know who I'm talking about? Hold on 1 second.
You just gotta type in your internet young boys who could play.
You start anything off with young boys, you're in trouble.
Stop at play too. Just hit enter.
Right. Yeah. So I put it in our chat there. But yeah, that's who. I mean, he looks. He's got that little like. I guess Damien look to him.
I feel weird looking at this. I'm gonna close that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have FBI knocking on our door in a few minutes.
That's gonna be awesome.
It was comic book research, I swear.
It's for our podcast.
First of all, when they open up the door, you'd be like, the light. It's the light.
Oh, shit. I was trying to pull up my intro.
Oh, man.
Hello, this is Dr. Fraser Crane. I'm listening.
So I was talking to the guys that my wife and I celebrated our 5-year wedding anniversary recently. And
congrats.
Yeah, thanks. And so
I hope it wasn't an anniversary Paul's problem, so this would be bad.
No, I can't remember if I fucked anything up for the anniversary. I'd have to yell down to my wife. I think it all went decent. But no, I was going to tell a classic story of back. I think we were dating still at this point, but somehow I got ants in my car. I have no idea how you get ants in your car.
If there's a way to do it, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I mean, I didn't try, which is par for the course. But I had ants in my car. So being Paul, I decided the best solution would be to put ant traps in my car because it would kill them. So I put a few ant traps under the seats, and I was like, whatever, fuck it, that'll kill them. If not, maybe the heat will. But anywho, so I guess the poison got loose a little bit in my car, and it somehow ended up where it shouldn't have. So my wife was in the car one day, and she was using the cup holder, and she was drinking her drink, and all of a sudden, she's like, man, my lips feel numb.
Oh my God, Paul.
Why are my lips numb? What the hell? And I was like, oh shit. Maybe that's the ant poison that I put in my car. It's like, the what? It's like, I told you I have ants in my car, so I put ant traps down. Somehow the ant poison in the little metal tin made it to the cup holder, which made it to my wife's straw, and so luckily she survived without any long-lasting effects of pesticide exposure.
Paul almost built a Costanza.
Beyond staying with me, Costanza.
Oh my God! Paul, that might be one of the craziest Paul's problems yet. I think that one's awesome.
Jesus.
You accidentally almost poisoned your wife.
It's gonna accidentally almost poison you back someday. Just wait.
Yeah.
You might you might not want to post this live just in case something happens.
Yeah. As of September 17th, 2017 at 11:16 p.m., I am still alive.
For now.
For now. But she does watch a lot of Investigate Discovery. arsenic and all that shit.
Oh, I watched a ton of it lately. It's
porn.
Yeah.
Snap, Dateline.
Yeah.
Oh, good man.
It's almost, you know what's funny? I've been watching this one on Netflix, and it's what's it about? Oh, it's like unsolved mysteries in Texas, and like they don't solve the mysteries, man. It's like I know they're cold cases, but Jesus, at least solve one.
That's the whole point of a cold case.
Yeah, well, I mean, they reopen it to solve it, and they never fucking solve it. Like,
I just want to tease you.
Well, you need those detectives from cold case to solve them.
Yeah, that's probably true too.
There's a pardon me. There's a show coming out. I don't know how often it happens. I'm sure I could Google it, but this October has a Friday the 13th in it. Amazon's gonna have some show called Lore, which I don't know if it was under the same name, but there was in the preview it said based on the popular podcast. But it's going to include like 6 short stories. Maybe I ate some ant poisoning, twisting my tongue up. 6 short stories of, I guess, based on true events or something. So that could be something cool to watch for Halloween.
When you said based on a popular podcast, I knew it wasn't us.
I don't know, man. It could have been. We got 7 other viewers listening.
We're down to 6.
Hey, we got big announcements soon because I got the logo in vector format now. So.
Oh, fuck. Man, this is just, I gotta email my guy again. This is so ridiculous. The Tales from the Flipside logo was made by my brother who lives in California, but he's just really shitty at getting back to me. He does good work, but I'm like, hey, is there any way you could send me the logo in vector format? Because I lost the email or can't find it, which is bad on my part. He's like, oh, it's on one of my 14 drives, and I'll find it when I plug it in. So how long did that take me to find that for you, Dino? Like a month, 3 weeks or something?
Yeah.
Now I'm still trying to find, trying to get the right image to make those coasters.
Well, I'm not worried about that. I'm just glad I got it in vector format so I can get it a limited edition T-shirt made. So.
Well, I think we'll have to make one for everybody.
Yeah, that's why I call it the unlimited edition.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it on this. We can put it on the next swag sale too. The unlimited edition.
Send Trey a pink one.
That's a good idea.
Should put it somewhere like I want to touch your flip side on trays. We were talking about Game of Thrones. George R.R. Martin, I guess he wrote something called Night Flyers back in the 80s.
So he's still finishing that
one? He has words.
Oh, man.
They made it into a movie, and the trailer looked pretty par for the course of the era it was released in. But I think Sci-Fi is going to pick it up, so it's probably going to look just as good. But,
Sci-Fi.
That's the yep.
And they had a movie for it, and like they did one in 1987 or something like that.
Yeah, something. But I guess it's about these. From what I gathered from as much of the trailer as I made it through was these scientists are on a vessel going somewhere, and the ship's computer's possessed, so it's kind of like a HAL scenario, and so it tries to kill the scientists or something like that. But
well, since we're talking sci-fi, it wasn't even newsworthy, but I guess that Krypton show that they did cast Adam Strange. So apparently he is included in the storyline.
Huh.
Yeah, exciting, but throwing it out there.
I'm going to go on eBay right now.
Yep, get your showcase 17s.
Yep.
It's only a $600 book before, so.
I thought the spec was to those other books, World of Krypton or something.
Well, it's all sci-fi, so I mean, you're your host anyways.
Yeah, sci-fi, just like Game of Thrones, sci-fi.
It's just like Game of Thrones, but with better actors, man. Because, yeah.
Wow. Other worthless casting news: they cast Hawk and Dove on the Titans streaming show that is moving forward.
So at a very rapid pace.
Does mean though that they are sticking to the storyline formula that they were going to do a couple years ago when it was going to be on TNT or TBS or whatever. So it appears they're sticking with that same casting lineup, which it was always an odd one to me anyways. This guy might have bought a couple Hawk and Dove #1s from the mid 80s because of the female casting, but that was a terrible idea. That was a Mel type purchase.
Oh goodness. Well, you drunk?
But they did get the only actress I've ever actually heard of for the casting. It's that Minka Kelly from Friday Night Lights.
All right.
So there's at least some recognition. And then they cast Hank as Alan Richardson, who actually played Aquaman on Smallville a long time ago.
Oh, that's right.
So,
did you guys buy anything that you want to talk about recently?
I bought the most ridiculous thing in the world ×2.
Yes, you did.
So I don't know why, but it happened to be up at about 3 a.m. I think I was talking to Matt for some reason.
I was like, "Why are you up?"
Stupid dog. But I've been looking for a random piece of original art. I've been obsessed with the idea of getting some original art from the Ultraverse Prime run, which is terrible, but it's like the comic. It was big when I was there, and I grew up on it. I remember reading them all, and so I decided to look for one. And somehow in the middle of the night, I was on the old eBay, and one popped up, and it's a page from a mini comic that was included in a video game that I didn't even know they made a Prime video game. Hence, that led down a rabbit hole. I'm like, well, I mean, our podcast is about video games and comics and art, and this is like it. This is the perfect thing to purchase. Then I go into researching the rabbit hole after I've purchased it. Was it actually a comic printed, or was it just included in the game? And the game was supposed to be for Super Nintendo, but didn't get released and ended up on Sega CD, which I didn't even remember existing at all. And it was apparently paired with another game, so it seems to be pretty obscure. And then, sadly, 4 hours later, I bought another page. So I now own page 4 and page 6 of this opus.
You're almost there.
Stop until it's over.
Are you just going to go by twos?
If I can find the other ones, I think I'd just buy them at this point. But now I need to find a copy of the book. I found a picture of it after probably 3 hours of the Google. I should have just asked Alexa. But it apparently looks like the cover of #2 from the original run, except it's got a Sega logo and it says #1.
Sega.
But that when we were talking about it, that spiraled into something I didn't really think about until you mentioned it, and it kind of got me thinking about like hunting down original box art for Nintendo, like for video games. Like where you never see that stuff. I started searching everywhere, and there was no sales anywhere or listings of people owning original art for the box art for video games. Like, could you imagine having a Super Mario Brothers 3 or Double Dragon? I mean, all this stuff.
Double Dragon was badass.
DuckTales. I mean, this
Contra.
stuff. Yeah, everything back then was hand drawn. Everything now, like probably the past 10, 15 years, has been mostly like digital. But back then it was. I mean, that art has to be somewhere.
Stop, Devo. I only get so hard right now.
I gotta finish you off. But like where is this stuff? And Z and I were talking about it. It's probably just sitting in people's garage, because you think about it, like the video games were at its height 30 years, or really came to everyone's house about 30 years ago. 32 technically with the launch of NES. So people started working at these individual companies, and they do the box art. It probably just ends up on a stack somewhere. So people bring them home. They're probably just sitting in people's garages, and I think we'll start seeing more of them pop up in the next 10 years.
I honestly agree too.
Either that, or they're in the trash dumpster with the ET games.
Right. But can you imagine, like, seeing how much video game collectors pay for a rare game? If you have the original art for Legend of Zelda, I think the only Legend of Zelda 1 didn't have original art, but Zelda 2 did.
Yes, I mean, that stuff would rival like Action 1 type stuff, I think.
It would be huge. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for like Super Mario 2 or 3, it would be crazy. Duck Hunt, DuckTales, Battletoads, all that stuff. It would just be nuts.
Battletoads, that'd be a good one.
Ultra Beast, it would be. It's just insane. Castlevania. I mean, a lot of those were so. A lot of those covers are pretty epic.
Like Doom or some of those crazy things.
Yeah. I mean, you can even go back to Atari, because Atari had a lot of hand drawn stuff too. So
it's just you just can't find any of it.
No, I tried doing a search and I can't find any original art for any games anywhere, and not even an article.
I mean, there's probably some around, but I bet comic people are a little more tied to the newspaper, so I think they archive stuff at least somewhat. Not all of it. A lot of the 4-color painted stuff I heard just got pitched or reused. Like they'd paint on the once again and repaint type thing. But you've got like the EC guy who saved copies of every single thing.
I'm sure it depends on the company. Like if Nintendo did a Mario Brothers, I'm sure I think they did them directly, so they would probably keep that art. But Capcom, who knows what Capcom did in the early days, or Konami, and some of these companies
like Square Enix and Final Fan, like all the smaller companies before it became big. Oh yeah, I mean, look at Atari. Like, you think Atari kept all their like covers? They probably had that when the bankruptcy. It's probably fucking gone.
No, and probably one person just, it was in someone's office. They went out of business and they just brought the stack home with them and threw them in their storage, and they're 65, 70 right now, somewhere in their 60s.
No, it's sitting in somebody's den, Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, probably no one thinks anything of it because it's, there's no sales, there's no talk of it the same way there is comic book art or comic books themselves. I mean, someone's just sitting on a gold mine. So if you ever see any original art for any game, it's probably a good idea to buy it. And I'm going to start searching nonstop now, just because it's it'd be really cool to own. It would be really cool to own some original art for a game.
I wonder how big they do the original art. 'Cause I know for comic covers, the original is what, like 11 by 17,
right?
And they shrink it down.
Yeah, I mean, the old box art was, not small.
I'd say it was at least 8 by 10.
Probably maybe a smidge bigger.
Yeah, I mean, if you're new art, you're gonna draw it at a certain size. Anything smaller is just too tough to do.
Like, man, I would love a Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
I didn't mean to buy anything this close to Baltimore, but it kind of stumbled upon me. So I got to give a big shout out to Philip Chung. He posted in a chat a Craigslist ad that it was like a yard sale that ended at 12, and I don't know what time it was. It was after 12, or like 10 minutes till, or whatever. But anywho, he was like, "Oh man, I missed it," and there were some comic books there, and then there was this cool Flash statue, and it's DC Direct Flash of Two Worlds statue, and the guy wanted $65 for it. I was like, "Oh man, if you go there, let me know, because that statue's pretty sweet." So what I've been kind of doing is shifting anything that's not turtles. Something just hit my window. Anyway, Trey sent some of his neighborhood kids to me. Anywho, anything that's not turtles that I'm trying to like sell comic books to. If I like the character enough, I'll like just do a little homage shelf to them. So I have a couple of awesome Superman statues that I'll never sell. So I've been kind of getting into Flash a little bit. My wife and I have been watching the CW show and stuff like that. But I saw this statue. Yeah, I like it a lot. So I saw this statue and I was like, hey man, it looks like, I mean, they're asking some crazy prices on eBay right now, but I told Philip, hey, if you go there, let me know what if you're willing to pick that statue up for me. So the comics were a bust, so he lost out basically on that, and then bought the statue. So I'll pay, I'll send it PayPal and the money and whatnot. But if you want to look it up, it's pretty cool. Just Google or eBay Flash of Two Worlds statue, and it should come up. But shout out to him because he's going to send me that for $65, some shipping and whatnot, when he could have just threw it on eBay and probably made some money. But I did tell him that if I ever sell it, I'll split the sale with him, because that was a cool gesture by him. He didn't have to do that. So I'm searching for I'll probably keep an eye out at Baltimore if I can find it for a good price.
Flash 123.
Yeah, Flash 123 to go with it. And
yeah, it's an expensive book.
Do a nice little display of it. I might even buy it raw. I don't know.
Yeah, you're probably better off buying it raw.
Probably.
It's got to be really expensive to ship statues.
Yeah, this one was in the box. Should be protected pretty well. But he's a good guy. He's a good shipper. I trust him, so it should arrive safe.
I now have visions of Paul talking about his desk last week or 2 weeks ago, and now it's like, who's gonna push first to get his shit out of their place? His wife telling him to get it out of their house, or his office telling him to get him out of his work? Paul's gonna be the guy sitting in a storage shed.
No, you're gonna have to sell a statue. Does that mean you're bringing a statue to Baltimore to sell?
No, you're not. Fuck you.
I bought actually found the same Harley statue at a steal, so I bought it again.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm kidding.
So what are you guys looking forward to most in Baltimore?
The Philly cheesesteak in Philadelphia.
Nice.
Honestly, like I think I was telling the guys before everybody got on. Even if I don't go like buy anything, like I'll bring some money with me, but it's like the time to relax. I mean, that's what it is. Work's been crazy, everything's been crazy lately, just relaxing, I guess.
You're not gonna crash early like Indy though, are you?
Well, I don't gotta sell anything, so
yeah, Indy, that was rough.
Dude, I don't think people understand, like, when you go to a Comic-Con and you sell stuff, man, it's literally like a full-time job. It's not like you're just sitting there bullshitting. You're on your feet for like 8 to 10 hours a day,
unless you're Tony.
Yeah, unless you're Tony. Yeah.
Well, Indy starts freaking early too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially on a Saturday, dude. It's like Saturday, 9 to 5. Oh my god.
Full day.
Yeah. And it's like you just want to get home, or you get back to the hotel. I'm like, I don't want to go out and party. Like I'll have one, like we did, have one drink or two drinks, have a nice dinner.
Food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough.
No, I mean this one will be
fun.
Yeah, I mean,
who's gonna go toe to toe with Leg though?
I got my money on Paul.
Yeah, I think Paul's gonna be the guy.
Man, I think I've lost my touch with kids and whatnot, but I'll do my best.
Screw you, Paul. I'm gonna be your cheerleader the whole night. I don't even care.
Somebody's got to try, man. I'm not there, so somebody's got to make it fun.
Mel's gonna be there.
Yeah, Paul's problem is gonna be doing the Z and like wandering around Baltimore getting lost.
Shit, man.
Paul, I think you should wear a GoPro all weekend. We might be able to get like live footage of Paul's problems as they happen.
Oh, Dino's, are you gonna hold my hair back when I'm throwing up all over the place?
No, I can't do that shit, man. I'll just knock on the door and kind of like creak it open, like, "You okay, bro?" And then close the door.
Can we get one of those RFID bracelets for Paul if he gets lost?
Oh shit, they're hilarious. Yeah, just give me the bed that's closest to the bathroom. I'll crawl to it. I remember there was one time.
That's called the shower.
Yeah.
Are you guys sharing a room?
There was yeah, we're sharing a room. Got like 2 queen beds. Actually, it was Ben S's reservation, and he can't go. So he's giving it to Dino and I. We'll pay him back. But looks like a pretty sweet room.
Yeah, Scott's crashing there too. So
yeah.
Oh, news to me. Break it to me live.
I'm driving you down. How do you think?
I thought you were just going to commute every day.
Hey, Scott, thanks for the drive, bro.
Yeah. See you later. I'm going to stay with Sean.
Oh man, it was one of our other anniversaries where I got really drunk and I fell asleep at our apartment. I fell asleep on the bathroom floor, which I've never done before. It's the only time I've ever got this bad. But
I've done that a few times.
But it was a tile floor, so it sucked every ounce of heat out of my body.
Yeah, the tile floor is the best when you're overheating.
Yeah, so it was probably like 4:30 in the morning or something where I finally woke up. The lights are still on. I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened? So I crawled into bed, and it was the warmest cocoon of love next to my wife I've ever felt. And the next day, she felt like a fucking corpse crawled into bed with me, asshole. I just took everything. I took all her heat. I was like, oh, it felt so good.
Paul, you know what the move is when you're sleeping on the floor?
No.
Is you gotta take the toilet paper roll off the thing and use that as a pillow.
I think I just balled up the shower mat or something.
That's a pretty legit veteran move there too. Or you take the hand towel that you have and you commando that up and do it like a little pillow.
Yeah, I got really hammered one night and sleeping over my buddy's house in the basement. And the basement was 60 degrees, so it was pretty cold.
I like it like that, man.
Yeah, but I was sweating bullets, and the only thing that made me feel comfortable was the tile floor in the bathroom. I was just like, I'm gonna lay here.
One of these days, I think it's on my Paul's Problems notebook, is to tell you guys about my bachelor night, my bachelor party.
At the local Chuck E. Cheese.
Maybe we should run a contest if people can guess Paul's bachelor night story on the page. See
fuck it, dude. Fuck it. We're gonna do it. I'll buy somebody a video game. Fuck it, dude. If somebody can guess what Paul's bachelor party location was or whatever it was,
what his problem was, what went wrong?
Yeah, what went wrong, dude? I'll buy you a fucking video game. Fuck it.
Now this is multifaceted because you could guess a multitude of things, and there was multiple problems that night. Multiple.
It rhymes with Smurpies.
I almost lost a very good friend of mine. I don't know. It was bad. A blackout drunk and shit. Good times.
Did she deflate? That's a problem, man.
It's great. I got some good stories, man. Just shit happens in life. You got to write it down, share it on a podcast.
There you go.
Paul's gonna leave us and start his own podcast just on problems.
Oh man, yeah, we'll see.
I told him to write a book, dude. You should just write a book. I'm sure he can publish.
Trey was going to talk about one of his issues on the podcast last week. I was like, just call it Trey's Troubles.
Yeah, that's great. Some rivalry.
Mel's Moreau's, Sean's Shenanigans.
I like it.
I'll do a contest.
I am worried about poor Sean in Baltimore. I don't know who's going to keep up with him. It is maybe Mel's going to be his wingman.
I'm not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm already throwing in the towel.
I'll have to lay some groundwork that I like. Somehow I just really like vodka, and then talk to the bartender, be like, just give me water.
But see, Paul's problem would have been like the guy keeps pouring Paul vodka and doesn't realize he just wants water.
The bartender changes shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, is your water spoiled? Oh shit! Our next podcast is after Baltimore.
Oh God!
I mean, unless no, that's Wednesday night UD. So I don't know if UD has any on this fly live shit planned, but
maybe we could do a joint podcast on location.
Yeah, because is Jimmy going? So it's Jimmy, Mel, and Sean there, right?
Yeah.
That one might have to be recorded off air.
And Coy will be there.
No, Coy's not going.
No, Coy's not going.
I know.
Yeah. And then basically it's Wood, me, Paul, Scott. So there's like 20 of us on the podcast now. So.
We're gonna roll squad deep on them.
Yeah,
nice.
Coming for you, UD.
Yeah,
and he's gonna bring his chair, and he'll be safe. He'll outrun you.
I do want to say that I am kind of excited to meet everybody in Baltimore. I mean, I met a bunch of people, obviously. It'd be nice to see the West Coast guys like Sean and all the other West Coast guys that I haven't got to see, but it'll be a good time. I can't wait.
Yeah, what other West Coast folks are going?
I know. Well, Sean, Joe's going.
Dr. Joe.
Joe Swagger. Me and Joe Swagger are gonna hang out for a little bit.
And Sean is still gonna kick our ass.
I think Robertson's going.
Is he? Nice.
I don't think Scott's going, is he?
I don't know. I thought he was going. Maybe not.
The funny thing is, Sean is still going to kick our ass, even though he's going to have to fight the jet lag.
He's gonna power right through that.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically we got. I guess we could roll off here. So we got. I guess Begley and Joe.
Going for sure.
I guess JB's going to be there with us. Joe Swagger, Mel, Paul. Yeah, Robertson's still in this thing. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, the more the merrier, man. I bet you probably what do you think, Scott? 20 of us, maybe?
Yeah,
25, maybe.
We lost quite a few there for a few days. We were losing men.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be kind of nuts because you think about it. Technically, some of the industry's best speculators and comic hunters are all going to be there together in one location.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be like Cincinnati for me. I'll just follow you guys around and be like, I'm not buying comics today.
Yeah.
No, there's going to be good booths there, man. There's going to be books that you can make deals on.
Yeah, they were reasonable. I mean, if you see a book you want,
I just don't know if I can
pay a reasonable price.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel just having Mel walking around asking for Moon Girl all the time.
And some.
Hey man, you got some 4?
Yeah, bro. You won't be able to keep up with Mel. He's moving around.
He moves around.
Does he?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even remember seeing Mel outside of like the CGC line in the bar. Like he was just doing his own thing.
Okay, Z, I've lost 20 pounds since you saw me in Indy. So what's that been like? What, 5 months, probably 4 months? So and I've gained a little bit of muscle. So we're going to. I'm trying to work out so I can keep up with all these boys now. Hey, got my game back on.
I mean, I'm not trying to run a race.
Well, you know, shit. I'm trying to get to the exclusives front of the line, man. Okay.
Yeah, what kind of exclusives are they having there?
I have not seen anything that
they haven't posted yet. I know. I just looked. They just put the map up today. Which I mean,
if there's an Oni book, an Oni booth, you better look for Rick and Randy.
Yeah. I haven't paid attention to the map yet. The exclusives aren't up yet. The fucking on-site grading form's not up yet.
Yeah.
They've posted some exclusives, but there's nothing.
Wow. Yeah.
Like Aftershock has a Dark Arc Baltimore exclusive. I think Boom has a Big Trouble Little China exclusive. I mean, there's nothing.
I'm sure Graffiti Design is going to be doing DC foils.
Well, Ani's been selling their Last of Us variant at the past couple conventions, and even kind of letting go some of the first prints for pretty cheap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because people have been coming away with their hauls with those books, so it should be interesting to see if they're there. And I don't know if they're bringing any of the Nintendo Power one with them, because technically I think they're officially sold out.
No, but
they said they held some. No, was it them that said they held some back for New York?
No, that was something else.
Gotcha.
No, they have a New York Comic Con exclusive, which is the Paper Mario one.
No, the Nintendo Rick and Morty was their gaming con exclusive. So it went to Gen Con and another one. There was 2 gaming cons they took to.
PAX?
Yeah. I mean, I wish I would have known I was there. I would have went to Gen Con. It's funny. I saw my wife. I'm like, I'm a nerd, but I'm not that kind of nerd. That's a different nerd.
Well,
there are different levels, man.
Is that card gaming or
anything? It's it's the role playing. It's cards. It's dice. It's pretty much any kind of game they do.
I went to one Magic tournament, and that was enough. I was like, I think I'm done with Magic.
I used to have Magic cards, and then a schizophrenic friend of mine stole them.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I went to a tournament. Like, this one dude flipped the table because he got like smoked, and he was like complaining. It was pretty funny. A lot of stinky dudes. It's like Trey's favorite people at the con.
A lot of neckbeards.
Yeah, a lot of neckbeards. A lot of like people of Walmart type thing. And then you see in the corner, and there's like dudes playing Warhammer, and I'm like, wow, that's even another a higher level of dorkdom.
Oh, there's tiers, man. There are definitely tiers.
I don't get the BO thing, man. How do you just not know? How do you not smell yourself?
I don't know,
man. Does it
man.
smell good? Like, do you think you're gonna win because you don't like change your gym socks or you wear your underwear inside out? I mean, shit. Like a football game, every day of your life is the bowl. Jesus.
I think it's because they don't sleep. We go out, we get drunk, and you wake up the next morning. It's like the only thing that's going to kind of get you going is to wash off the shame and the disgrace.
How many showers did you take in Baltimore?
I tell you what, the one thing that was dangerous is Leg and I shared a room at Baltimore, and we both drank way too much IPA, and it's like, all right, if you're gonna take a shower, hurry up, because I might have to take a beer shit. So let's keep them short.
And Sean's can be lethal.
Oh god.
It was like when we drove him home from what was it, the Stanley Con. It was like he dropped a bomb inside the car. It was.
Oh man.
And he knows it too.
Yeah.
We might not even need an outline for next time. So it'll be after Baltimore. We'll just have to point one Baltimore, and that's it.
Yeah. No, it'll be a time.
My books are going to Baltimore.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be insane.
Well, I've got books with Scotty, but who knows? We won't get rating for him till it shows up.
I saved up for Baltimore. I don't know if anybody here is not or anybody who was on the fence and decided not to go. I took cash money out of every paycheck that I got from the day I decided I was going to go. Every paycheck, I just took whatever amount I wanted, and I just put it in an envelope. As grandma stupid as that sounds, I just every time put it in an envelope and just put it in my safe and just watch those envelopes pile up. And I was like, all right, sweet, I'm going. I got a little bit of money to have fun with, and that's it.
You know what helped at Comic-Con was I brought whatever the books were that were hot the week before and that week. So like, for example, this week you could bring Sink and Rain. If you bring those with you, it can help you to trade with retailers, because that's, a lot of those books are what people are asking for because they're just on everyone's mind.
That's a good
So
idea.
if you trade them for it, you could be like, you can kind of negotiate a little bit better of a deal and be like, hey, everyone's looking for this book. You can probably get X amount of dollars for it at this con. So I brought a stack with me, and yeah, it helped get some books that I wanted and get that price down a lot.
I'm gonna walk onto the plane with a long box.
Yeah, I mean, just bring like 10 books with you, of whatever's been hot lately. Whatever you think people are going to ask for at a
Paul,
convention.
I do have a small car. Just keep that in mind.
Do you have a roof rack?
No, I do not.
Okay, Paul's going on Amazon right now to buy you a roof rack.
Yeah. What kind of car do you have? What year? I'll see if it's.
What's your shipping address?
Just National Lampoon it. Just tie it up to the roof and hope for the best.
No one. Paul's like, well, bungee cord it and forget one side, and his books will just fly out the back of it.
You guys, you ever hear the either the roof or the sunroof where it kind of wobbles when you have the right windows open? Just that. You know what I'm talking about? We'll hear that noise and be like, I'll wait a little while because I'm nice. I'll be like, hey, Scott, could you close your sunroof? Like, I don't have a sunroof. We'll look behind us and just all my comics will be flying out.
Yeah, slightly VF to F- in range.
Yeah.
All moderns.
Well, it's like that one time where Paul dumped his whole long box out on the floor of the parking lot of Indy, and like people just wouldn't help us pick him up. Just like, hey man, what do you got? VF to near mint right now.
The gravel edition.
I had that happen. Like I was going through boxes and I was stacking them up, and I knew I was looking at them and saying, "Well, this is probably a bad idea because it could just topple." And then, of course, the box on the top just toppled and went upside down.
Oh.
And I mean, most of the books were okay, but granted, it wasn't very. It was kind of like nothing books, but I was still pretty mad at myself because I saw it. I knew it was going to happen. But I did nothing to
motion.
That's better than me at IndyCon and with Greg's books like 4 times.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting anything graded? Are you guys gonna get anything graded?
Yeah, we got I think what do we guys got now? I don't want to tell you about it. Maybe we will. How many 50 books, 60? I don't know, dude.
Whoa.
I'm doing the Frank Miller signing.
Well, I was talking to Sean about it. The reason why I want to get my books there is because if you want to get your books graded between the two companies and all the shit that they're going through, it's going to take forever to get anything back. You're not going to get anything back before Christmas if you send stuff in now. So it's really Baltimore is the only opportunity to get stuff graded.
No, I really struggled. I didn't want to be an asshole and send Scott 20 books. So I'm like, all right, which ones?
You could have, Z.
Yeah, dude.
No,
I'm being an asshole. I'm sending 10.
Yeah. I had some older books I was going to get graded. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to pay the on-site rate for those. So I just took ones that either I'm trying to get the grade bump or
right.
sell fairly quick.
Get that bump.
Did you look at that X-Men, Scott?
Yeah, that X-Men looks fucking clean, man.
Dude, it's the whitest white I've ever seen on a bronze.
I don't see any spine ticks at all.
There is one micro one.
What book is it?
It's X-Men 100.
Oh.
I think it's got a shot at a 9.6.
Yeah.
So a Baltimore 9.8.
Well, I would cry.
I mean, I don't see any flaws on it. I mean, there's probably something minor. But
I saw one little tick, 3/4 down, but that's it. But Trey might have pressed it out. I don't know.
Is that the one where they're coming at each other?
Yeah.
On both sides? Yeah.
It's not a super key, but in high grade, it's worth some bucks.
It was that early 70s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, right now, so a 9.8 went for 1,500. July 2017, 1,600.
That's my last book. Well, my last big book from. I bought that lot at Christmas from a guy, and I figured I'd double my money. But there was a couple things like that in there that when you just flip through it doesn't look that exciting, and then when you look close, you're like, whoa.
Did you get a 9.6? It's not a 30-cent price variant, is it?
No, I wish.
Oh, it's fine. That 9.6, man, 1,700. Damn.
Yeah.
No,
X-Men sell really well, especially pre-150.
I don't think there's no way it's less than a 9.4. I'm hoping for a 9.6 and a 9.8. I would frickin' cry.
A 9.8, I might have to find a 9.6 looking around there. Like, Z, you got a 9.6, buddy.
I don't know what happened.
And I found a 9.8 at the show that I bought.
Very convenient, yes.
Now, is anyone going to chase signatures or commissions?
I don't do that.
I'm doing the Miller signing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I'd like to get Lee Bermejo, but I don't like waiting in lines.
Well, if you get there on Friday, they aren't that bad.
Do you think Jimmy's secretly getting the Linda Carter $1,000 signature?
No, Jimmy's gonna stalk her outside somewhere.
Yeah.
See, I found a way to get.
Jimmy's gonna find her hotel room.
He's gonna pull the emergency lever in the elevator. Oops, I bumped it.
Yeah, I heard you guys talk about that a couple podcasts back, and I was like, yeah, I would love that signature.
Yeah, but not for the prices there.
No. But I mean, aside from that, anything that she signs is usually $1,000 plus in whatever condition.
Huh.
Like I saw some stuff sell on the CGC boards a couple of years ago, and I think they had a 9.4 on the with the regular cover for Wonder Woman 77, and it was like $1,100.
Damn.
It could have been a 9.6. But yeah, that would be a good signature.
That should be good. I got to bail though, guys. I don't know if you want to wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, we covered everything.
No, we'll see. I guess we'll see everybody in Baltimore. If you're not going to Baltimore, you tune back in 2 weeks, and we'll tell you all about it. I guess.
Yeah, good luck, guys. Get some good scores.
Well, have fun, gentlemen.
I wonder how many. Yeah, you can. You might be able to tell how good or bad Baltimore went by who's missing from the podcast in a couple of weeks.
Try not to lose anyone.
Yeah. No, that'll be my Paul's problem. I can't get Paul back on a flight going back home.
We lost Paul.
Yeah.
Did you get his permission slip signed yet?
No. I'm waiting on his wife, man. She's like, I don't know. I'm like,
that would be me.
You know those little GPS trackers that you can get?
Yeah.
We ought to just get like 5 of them and put them like on different things of Paul's.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, we can find them.
Yeah.
I'll be like 1 floor below our floor in the hotel room, going door to door trying to get my card to work.
Either it's gonna be
I did that once. Oh my god.
Either it's gonna be the worst. Either it's gonna be the worst Paul's problem story ever, or he's gonna be like fucking Rain Man at the casino, and we're gonna be making like millions of dollars at the casino.
Oh man, yeah, casino could be fun.
How far is the casino?
Is everything within walking distance? See,
it
Pretty much.
technically was a walk. I couldn't.
yeah.
I think it's under
1,000
2
miles.
miles.
It was in walking distance.
I walked home from it. I don't remember how long it took nor how I got it there, but
If you walked, it probably took you 13 minutes a mile. That's if you're sober and not stumbling over a bunch of time. So it probably took you 20 minutes. So it's probably 40 minutes to walk 2 miles.
dude, I was up and down stairs, across railroad tracks, around a stadium. I was almost going to just take a nap somewhere.
Were you just stumbling, or did you like have Google Maps out?
I think I had Google Maps, but I might have been too drunk to use it.
So you just drunk Rain Man style figured it out.
I think it was
recalculating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what went wrong.
Z ends up in the wire set.
Oh shit! Have you guys seen the skit for the Southern GPS?
No.
No.
It was just ridiculous directions. I don't know. I'll see if I can find a link. But anywho, it's Southern GPS joke commercial, and it's a skit. And when you mess up, it's like, oh, gone too far. I'll see if I can find it. It's pretty funny. I can't do it justice, but it reminded me of that. Let's see if I can find it. I'll send you guys a link later. But anyway, you guys want to wrap it up? Anything else?
Nope. I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, gentlemen. Enjoy.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks.
All right, cool. All right, boys.